and I think the way we're consuming it is dangerous. Not only for us, it's dangerous for the celebrity. Beyond Kyrie has a
So
little
so
bit of a cult.
so let me say this, and
Hmm.
you know, it's become one of my favorite quotables from the Chronic. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end mine right now because I gotta wrap this up. Um, but you know, what's not to say that he is figuring this out? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That it is like I remember I got one of these great books in I want to say eighth grade, and it was called "What They Never Taught You in History Class." And it was definitely one of these, 125th Street.
Yeah,
Somebody got it,
I know
bound
it
at
well.
Kinko's. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know it well.
and like, you know, and even for the amazing work that J.A. Rogers did,
Hmm.
and I watched race scientists and these great intellectual men um, use America's one drop rule against them for proving the valor and the value of being black in America. Okay. And I watched them go, the first Chinese were black. The first so and so's were black. The first, like, all these things. And you learned about how, like, Beethoven's got, you know, had this Creole great grandmother that makes him black. You know what I'm saying? And then
Allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly. No, but I'm gonna drop it as fact because I'm gonna play it like Kyrie did. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, that according to the American one drop rule, one drop changes your whole scenario, your whole outlook. Now, I read that at 12. You know what I'm saying? I reread it at 15. I tried to apply it when I was 18. You know what I'm saying? And you keep looking at it and you understand the science, you understand the antiquated thinking that formulated the foundation of this theory, which is powerful. You once said to me early in our days, the most amazing thing about the nation of gods and earth is somebody snatching you by your collar, pointing you in your face, and going, "You are God," right? So,
Yeah.
with that
It
said,
sounds crazy when you first hear it.
exactly,
But that just goes
right,
to show like how
but
low our self esteem is
right.
in
But
living in
when
America.
whoever enlightened you snatched your collar and told you that, you didn't think that you could make bread and fish rain from the sky. You weren't out there trying to control the weather. You were out there trying to be your best self because you represented a level of righteousness that allowed you to go out in the world and be a better example of those who came before you that didn't have this understanding. Now, there's a lot of stuff that, like, there was times I looked at unrighteous dudes trying to quote lessons and degrees that I was just like, you full of shit. Doesn't make the lessons and degrees any less powerful, but you have to look at the messenger that it comes from. And I look at this young man who is still finding his way in this lost found world of trying to figure out what it is and what it isn't. And what is happening to him, in my conclusion of the defense of this young man, is that he's going from defending, he's going from expanding and elevating on his ideas and the information that he's getting in the process of it to defending himself. And it's like, somebody told me the year you get incarcerated at is the year you stop developing, right? So if I go in at 16, I could do 30 years. I'm going to come out as a 16-year-old because all I got to do is survive. And I'm not afforded the luxury to develop. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
got these kids that I got all my classes passed for me. I rarely had to put pencil to paper, and I'm being paid handsomely for what I had to do. I never had to expand my brain. They talk about my basketball IQ and my approach to the sport, but what am I doing outside of my job that keeps my, couple ounces of brain stimulated? And if you, and what is happening in America is that if you are making fun of somebody instead of building with somebody, all you're doing is creating defensive individuals. And the minute you become defensive, it's like that 6-year-old kid facing 25 to life. I stopped trying to expand. I gotta survive. And that's my problem with people fucking with this kid. That I might
I
not believe him. I
love.
might not believe with him. I might not agree. But my last 2 cents on it is like, stop backing people in the corner to be this monolith. Allow him to develop and not just mentally survive.
I
Peace.
love that. I love that. I love everything about how you get there. Now, because I know you got a role, I gotta ask you the most important question, I think, and um, the thing I think Nets fans want to know from an objective, third party, non emotional viewpoint. Can the Brooklyn Nets win a championship with Kyrie Irving at the helm?
Yes.
That's it. Yes.
Yes. Now, if y'all get Harden, I don't know. But I think he has won. KD has won. I think the real X factor is what version of Kevin Durant is going to return to the court. Apparently, he's looking pretty good. So if the slouch can get it done, I think you could in the East. Come on, you're in the East. Like your team with a Rucker League coach coaching y'all is at least a 4th seed without even trying. You know what I'm saying? That's how stranded the East is. You know,
But
I
how does it
but wait,
affect as a person who's been in organized teams a lot of
right.
your life and have had and understands the egos that go as a part of a locker room. And I know NBA locker room is a little different from a college football locker room. The brotherhood is deeper in a college football locker room just from the
But
fact that you,
the brotherhood is what got Kyrie and KD to play together. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The brotherhood is
yeah.
what got Steve Nash as your coach. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that if anything, in a fan-free environment that you guys are going to play in,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to watch some of the truest basketball you're going to watch. Like, what intrigues me from not only the championship aspirations and expectations of what's going on in Brooklyn, but
Mm-hmm.
also with the development of the kids at MSG, is that there's no fans. This is gym ball. Y'all are playing glorified gym ball. There's no, I got to get my side Jones, like, courtside seats, and I'm not slapping five with Spike Lee or Jay-Z or whatever it is. Like, I just got to go out there and ball. And I think for all the adulations that these guys have had that have led them up to this point, to this level of success, has now all been collectively removed. I think it's a fascinating thing to watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really is. Like, like you are deducting the energy of the crowd. And I think with that, you can focus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when did the bubble get weird? When somebody who showed up who was like somebody's cousin who talked junk to Russell Westbrook. And
Yeah.
then Russ was like, like you've removed all that. If you can keep that out of there and keep those elements like the entourages and the baby moms and all these other things, I think with what you have as a team on paper in the Eastern Conference, because what showed me last year in the bubble or this year in the bubble, the Bucks fell apart. And I look at two
And I don't
people
think they got
and I
stronger.
and I look at two people who, though I gladly have them on my team, I wonder if they were anointed too early, and that's Ben Simmons and Giannis. Great individual players. Are they more hardened, or are they more I'm a piece of the puzzle that wins a chip. You know what I'm saying? Or are they more Kawhi? You know what I'm saying? Like, like who are these guys? And I think with the maturity that you have in one-time NBA champion in Kyrie Irving, KD won what, 2 chips with Golden State?
Yep.
Okay. You have that. And you have people that have that ability. Like these guys came from, one of my big bros played 11 years in the NFL. And he played with 2 guys who played O-line. He played with 2 guys. One came from Alabama, one came from Michigan. And he's like, I learned what legacy program players are like. Like these are the guys that are like great. These are the athletic versions of Wharton School graduates. Yes, coach, no coach. I trust in the system because I came from a system that allowed me to be successful. And I think that, you've got Nash, you've got D'Antoni. I think you've got a lot of people that have a lot of NBA, your favorite word, gravitas, that if they can get it done and put egos aside, and whether that's through load management or giving people a break or, let this man go to the planetarium while this guy goes to the strip club, I think you guys have the ability that you can get it done. It's the East is still weak, you know what I'm saying? And, I think you have enough dogs in the fight. And I'm rooting for y'all. My final jab is, I want Nets fans to be Nets fans independent of being Knicks haters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the Nets to be good, and I want the Knicks to be good. I would love the idea of Subway Series Eastern Conference Finals at some point in our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't that be nice?
I would love the idea of, both of us fighting for the back pages. But you know what? I'm also here for y'all to be great because I got kids on my squad that need to develop that don't need all that heat. So you know what? Y'all can have the back pages. Y'all go out there and be good. I'll root for y'all. Y'all just got to be fans independent of being Knick haters. I'm a Jets fan. I don't hate the Giants. I'm a Mets fan. I don't hate the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? I don't know enough about hockey to have an opinion on it. But I just look at it that, you know what? When New York does good, when the town does good, we look good. You know what I'm saying? And I think that us blue and orange folks really have no beef with y'all. Just keep our names out your mouth. Like, just prosper on your own. You guys
see, your perspective is of your own sensible Knick fandom, right? My perspective comes from, those days that I get trapped in a car that has no aux cable, and I gotta listen to Geo and Boomer in the morning on the way to the airport, just basically talk mad trash about our team. So we like humbling them.
We don't care about y'all. We really don't.
Yeah, not you. Y'all do though.
No, it's more than you realize. Like there is somebody I had to block on Twitter. I think it's the only block that I got. No, I got like 2 or 3, and because I got into a conversation with this person and she said something slick about, I'll find it, but it involved
don't say the name. I think I know who you're talking about.
And it involved my niece, and the person made a flippant remark, and I was like, and like every once in a while when I'm trying to just read my Knicks news on Twitter, I see this tweet comes from somebody who blocked. If you guys can remove those sycophantic, abused people of who hurt you in life, your fan base, and be better, I think there's a kumbaya moment. We know we're not going to be good, but as much as I hate the Patriots, when the Giants were playing them twice in the Super Bowl, and I'm not a Giants fan, I rooted hard for the Giants. I want the G men to prosper because the city looks good.